When we think of the Old West, our minds drift to images of rugged cowboys, daring gunfights, and saloon showdowns. But behind the swinging doors of these taverns was a different kind of Wild West legend, the Saloon Girls. Today, we're stepping behind the bar to uncover the untold stories of these women who played a much larger role in shaping the West than history often gives them credit for. Popular media and Western films often portray saloon girls as mere entertainers, always clad in fancy dresses, serving drinks, or dancing for the rowdy crowds. But there was far more to their lives than just pouring whiskey and flashing smiles. The reality of being a saloon girl was much more complex. Many of these women had little choice but to work in saloons, often seeking freedom or fleeing poverty. While some enjoyed glamorous moments, others struggled with harsh realities, balancing survival with the danger that lurked behind the swinging doors. Saloon girls were a diverse group. Some were orphans, others were immigrants, and many were women who had been left behind by failed relationships or lost everything trying to settle the frontier. They were drawn to the promise of money in towns filled with miners, ranchers, and cowboys. Most of these women didn't choose to work in saloons because they wanted to be entertainers. They needed to make a living in an environment that had few other opportunities for women. While the men of the West struck gold or ranched cattle, women found their way by working in places where money flowed, saloons. Saloon girls didn't just serve drinks. They played key roles in Old West society. They were peacekeepers, negotiators, and even confidants to some of the most dangerous outlaws of their time. In a world full of danger and lawlessness, their presence often kept tempers from flaring into violent confrontations. Some saloon girls became close to infamous figures of the Old West. They often had access to inside information about everything from business deals to upcoming showdowns. In a way, they were the quiet eyes and ears of the Wild West. Scene shifts to darker, somber tones, showing the dangers saloon girls faced: aggressive customers, tough working conditions, and the threat of violence. But life wasn't always kind behind the bar. Many saloon girls lived on the edge of society, with little protection from violent outbursts, drunken patrons, or disease. They were often at the mercy of saloon owners who exploited their need for work. For some women, the saloon offered freedom from traditional societal expectations, but for others, it was a trap, one that came with its own set of risks. Women were often underpaid, mistreated, and had little recourse if things went wrong. Despite the challenges, a few saloon girls rose above their circumstances and carved their names into the annals of Western history. One such woman was Eleanora Dumont, better known as Madame Mustache. She became a legendary gambler and businesswoman, owning her own saloons across the West. Eleanora wasn't just a saloon girl. She was a powerhouse. Her charm, combined with her sharp gambling skills, allowed her to navigate the rough and dangerous world of frontier saloons with finesse. But her story, like many others, had a tragic end, as she eventually succumbed to financial ruin and despair. Next time you think of the Wild West, remember the women behind the bar, the saloon girls who faced danger, broke societal norms, and lived lives as wild and untamed as the frontier itself.